What's up everybody, it's Zach from Switchforce, and as we continue our epic week-long celebration of the 1-year anniversary of Nintendo Switch, one thing that was not part of the first 12 months, and very sadly, was Virtual Console. We wanted and wished for that from the beginning, and yet 12 months later, we still don't have it. But there are other means to enjoy your favorite Nintendo nostalgia and play some of these classics. One of those ways would be the NES Mini or the SNES Mini. This guy, the more recent of the pair, was released last year, sold out, and then was pretty available for purchase afterwards. It has a great selection of games, it works super well, it connects very easily to your TV, it has a nice wired OG SNES controller, but if you're not satisfied with the games list here, or maybe you want to enjoy your personal collection, there's a couple of ways to go about it. One would be to try and connect your OG Super Nintendo, hope that it works, and hope that you can find some way to connect it to your current TV. It probably will include some sort of breaking or frustration or falling like that. Or you can get something like Analogue's Super NT, which is this fantastic new contraption basically consolidating an SNES into a really cool form factor and then providing a great way to connect simply to modern televisions, and it looks absolutely crispy. So we're going to unbox this as well as the controller, and then I've got a stack of games that I want to try out on it, and they're my pitches for games I need on Virtual Console if and when that ever comes. So we'll keep that stack safe for now. Guess what those games are. Think about it. Think about me. Think about the games. What could they be? 2 of them you'll be able to get easily. One is kind of a curveball. But anyways, let's unbox this. Big thanks to the folks over at Analogue that sent this over. It looks awesome, and it comes in such stylish packaging. It's available in a variety of colors. There is an all black, there is a clear, there is one that is very SNES-like, and then the one I got is the classic. So it's going to be gray and purple like the SNES I remember, and like the little buddy SNES Mini. I think it's very cool that we're seeing sort of a resurgence of this era. It's possibly the best era of all time, the SNES being one of the best systems ever, and the Switch would be so smart to include it, and include all of Nintendo's past. It would be awesome and just upgrade the Switch so freaking much. This box smells great, so I know inside it's going to be even better, and there it is. Take a look at that piece of majesty. That's absolutely beautiful. I love the way it looks, and yeah, you're using your actual cartridges. This is built to take your cartridges and put them in. The first cartridge I'm going to show you guys, and the first game we're going to check out, is Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Kong Quest. One of my favorite games of all time, a game I grew up on, and one of the first SNES games that I spent a significant amount of time with. So it will go right in here, and you'll get to actually put your cartridges in. Let's take the whole console out the box and check it out. It's very smooth, it's very sleek, it's very small. It has a good weight to it, it does not feel cheap. Now, not saying that the SNES Mini is cheap, it does cost quite a bit, but it's very light, it's very flimsy, and you can tell that there's not really a whole lot going on here. This is much more sturdy. Obviously, you're actually putting a cartridge in, and it feels really nice. You've got a power button and a reset button that click in, old school style, and then on the back you have your HDMI port as well as a mini USB port. Power light on the front, 2 slots for controllers, and this very nice rubber base that is going to anchor it to any surface or wherever you need to put it. Preferably not on your hand, probably not on the wall, but it should stick well on any surface. So also in the box we have a little manual here. It includes Super Turrican, which is a director's cut on the SNES. It also includes, it's unreleased Super Turrican. That's pretty cool. And also includes the original Super Turrican 2. All right, very cool. So they give you a game all ready to play on there. And then beneath the surface, we have, what else we got in here? Let's see. A box of goodies, which I'm guessing is going to be cables and cords. Yes, indeed. So here is your USB that is going to connect to, I'm guessing this is the power source, yeah. And then this is your HDMI that will connect to your television. It has little analog logos on the HDMI, which is very cool. Custom cables are always cool. And the little logo is on the USB as well. So this feels like a very premium product. These are available at their website. I'll put a link in the description down below. Now it does retail for $189.99, which is quite pricey, but it's probably worth it considering what this little box can do. It is no emulation, it is 0 lag, it's 1080p, it works with the complete 2200 plus list of games for SNES and Super Famicom, and it looks oh so good as it does it. Now I've seen video comparing SNES games, emulated games with how this runs, and it's fantastic. We'll check it out for ourselves. I'll record some footage. But first, let's dive into the controller and check out these other two games. So it comes with a wireless 8-bit do retro set, which is pretty nice. So this controller is actually something that I believe works with the Switch. These 8-bit do or 8-bit do controllers previously, I know, were announced to be compatible with Switch if you wanted to bring classic control schemes to your current platform. And it's pretty darn cool looking. Now, it's not identical to the SNES controller that is included with the SNES Mini, which is straight up the original design, but it's about as close as you're going to get. They look, by all accounts, the same, and it feels very good. It's got, again, a good weight to it, not too heavy, not too light. I love the fact that it is going to be wireless. I think that's so cool, the idea of a wireless SNES. I know these have been out for a while, but still blows my mind because, again, I sat there tethered to my machine for years when I was younger. NES, SNES, N64, GameCube. The Wavebird was revolutionary, and now, you know, you just toss around your Joy-Con like wireless is nothing, but this, to me, is a pretty big deal. It comes in here with a little receiver that is going to go right in the front. You can connect your classic controllers if you want, if you have them. This one from the SNES Mini is not going to work, given that it's this little Nintendo port, but this receiver will go right in there. You'll turn it on, and you're ready to go. Now, another game I have for you today is Uniracers. This one is so freaking epic and has a crazy story behind it. Apparently, the reason it stopped production and hasn't been available on Virtual Console is because they actually ran into some legal battles with Pixar because of Pixar's unicycle creation character, whatever you want to call it. And they were forced to pull the cartridges. So Uniracers is actually, I don't know if rare is the right word, but it's a weird situation for an absolutely amazing game that I wish would get picked up in some way. I know they've brought back quite a few classics lately. We've seen the resurgence of things like Crash Bandicoot, Windjammers. Bring back Uniracers. This game is epic. It is the best game to really hurt your thumb by constantly pressing right. And me and my best friend Jono, when I was little, had hours and hours of battles in both races and trick modes for this epic game. Now, the 8-bit SNES controller also comes with a charging cord, so you'll plug into the top here and can connect to any USB power source. That's the same reason that the system itself is utilizing that USB power cable, so that you are able to connect universally around the globe wherever this will work. It's not a specific AC adapter with a plug that can't be compatible in certain regions. So that's pretty darn nice. And the last game, which is the curveball. So we had Donkey Kong Country 2, Uniracers, and then my last one was just a weird one because me and my dad and me and my brother would battle on this all the time. It's Primal Rage. This game is so freaking weird. It's got a very eclectic cast. It's probably not even that good. I haven't played it in years, but I wanted to pull out the cartridge for this video. So we're gonna actually go check out all three. That's a pretty freaking cool intro for the menu of the Analogue Super NT. We're going to check some games out. I got this thing plugged in. Super easy to set up. As you can imagine, not a whole lot going on there. The power cord and the HDMI, and I got the wireless controller, which is very simple. Super Turrican, Director's Cut, and Super Turrican 2 are built into the system. There are a whole bunch of settings, things as simple and as cool as if you want to change the font or the menu bounce, or you want to change the skin. You can go to a Super Famicom skin, and it actually changes the light on the console as well. So you go from a purple and white light LED to a red and a green LED, which is really freaking cool. That's even in there. There's also a whole lot of video options if you want to look at those. Things like screen size, things like resolution, things like scan lines. We're going to keep things nice and crispy for you to start, and we're going to go right into running Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Kong Quest, my favorite of the trilogy. This is the one that I started with, oddly. When I got my SNES, this was a game I got with it. I later went back and played Donkey Kong Country 1, and later 3 as well. I actually have a cartridge of the other two. And just in the interest of nostalgia, I'm actually going to start a brand new game so we can reminisce about what that was like. I've seen a ton of people use Super Mario World as the example game, and that looks oh so crispy. I just wanted to show you some different games since almost everybody has covered Super Mario World. You can find tons of video of that. Let's see what DKC2 looks like. So crispy, so good to be back in this world. The controller feels great, the game looks great, it sounds great, and there is no lag, and it's rocking and rolling on my TV. absolutely incredible. Capturing this in Elgato game capture, that's super nice as well. A really easy solution if you're looking to capture, stream, or anything like that with different retro SNES titles. So this looks freaking fantastic. My girl, Dixie, throwing her, which is not the nicest thing in the world. She's not even happy about that. But we'll grab our banana coin, and she'll be okay. Dixie's actually my favorite Donkey Kong character. I still hope they bring back K. Rool in some capacity for Smash, or in the next Donkey Kong, or something of the sort. But yes, I freaking love this game. Me and my brother would play it for hours. Some of the later stages, especially in the amusement park world, are so freaking classic and so freaking cool. But let's check out another title, and we'll roll through our trio. Alrighty, we are going to move on to Primal Rage, because I've got sad news, everybody. My cartridge of Uniracers just is not working, and I know the compatibility with the Super NT is not the issue. It works with everything. I think my cartridge is just toast, which is so sad. I haven't played this game in a while. I had it in a box where I kept all of my old school games, and I'm so freaking bummed. So this video not only brings about great nostalgic glory, but also a really sad moment for my Uniracers cartridge that I'm going to try and clean or look into, but right now it's not working. So I'll pull another game and check that out. But right now we got freaking Primal Rage, and we are going to see what this is like on the Super NT. One player game, that's me. Although 2 players the way it goes. Vertigo was my dude. He was my dude. I remember pretending to be Vertigo in elementary school. Kids probably had no idea what I was talking about. I don't think this is a very popular game. Do the characters move slow? Goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. After playing a whole bunch of Injustice 2 with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles update, it is very weird to see this be the reptilian fighting on my screen as we knock these poor humans all around. I do remember that. I don't remember what the moves are, if it's like a bunch of quarter circles or how this works. It was a pretty close fight. It's a pretty slow-moving fight here in the land of Primal Rage. That was a nifty little bite he executed on me there. Ooh, I did some teleports. I did something right. It's going to come down to the wire. I think he's going to actually get me, which is terribly unfortunate. The better Vertigo beat me out. I don't believe there's an in-game, at least not in the pause menu, there's no move list, so we're just going to tough it out here and basically just chomp our way to attempted glory. I did that teleport move at some point. There we go, I did it again. I don't know how I'm pulling that off. But this is so crazy to see. Primal Rage. Was there an arcade game of this? Was there an arcade cabinet? I believe there was. I feel like that's where I played it first, and then I got it on SNES. I could be crazy though. A long time ago. But this looks cool. I mean, it plays as great as Primal Rage is going to play, and I think we're going to actually get the win here. There we go. Good work, my crazy hissing dino. That was the noise I remember imitating all the time in elementary school, his freaking hiss. Vertigo, he's my dude. He could be like the farting monkey, all sorts of crazy creatures. But it was this guy that had my heart. And hopefully we have the heart of this other dude in this very body part focused game. Look, we got hearts, we got brains. I think the brain's probably leveling up some special move. How do you do his poison spit? I'm good at the teleport. That's about all I'm good at. And we are going to be victorious. Alright, so even though we lost the Uniracers, we did win in Primal Rage. I will go grab one more game so that we keep this a trifecta for you all. Ugh, I can't tell you how bummed I am that I cannot get this Uniracers cart to work, but at least you get to see another intro screen for the Super NT. It references different games, and it cycles through a couple of different rotations of intros. The first time we saw it, it had that Splatoon 2 reference, which was pretty sick that time. It did not, but I like their variety. All right, so I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but we're just going to roll into Super Mario World because it's the classic, and it's going to look crispy as heck on this console, which is what I wanted to see. And here it is, Fortress. I don't even know where I am or what's going on. Like I said, I've not played any of my SNES games in a long time. Let's just jump into a level and see what Mr. Mario looks like. Gosh, doesn't this make you want to play this on freaking Switch? Like, how good would it be to have Mario World on Switch? It would be pretty darn good, wouldn't it? It'd be pretty darn good to have any Mario game on Switch. I would take any and all of them. Especially if they're reasonably priced. Give me that freaking Heart, or not heart, star. Good night, Lakitu. And oh, let's take your cloud. Yeah, baby. Super NT, super cloud surfing through the skies of Super Mario World. I think these games look great. I think this console works great. I think it's everything I would have wanted. I really, really like it. And I know now I'm going to get very distracted from work and want to play a whole bunch of Super Nintendo games. Like this, the SNES Mini is great. If you want to do something like Mario World, like I said, like it's great. Or if you want to play any of the other games on there, I don't think you can go wrong with that, and it's way cheaper. But if you want a way to relive your entire collection, or if you're interested in like collecting a bunch of SNES games, then this is probably the coolest way to go. And it's such a good look. Like, I love the system. It has a really great feel to it. It just, I don't know, it really pays great homage to the SNES, and the colorways are sweet. I could not decide what color I wanted. I ended up just going with the, like I said, like the OG gray and purple, because that's what my SNES was like, and that's what I remember. But any of the colors I think would look super cool. Heck, I'd love to have all of them, just for the sake of like, hey, I got this crazy collection of these little consoles that can run all the SNES games amazingly well and on a modern television. I'm so sad about my Uniracers cartridge still. How many of you guys have Uniracers out there? Any of you have it? It's such a cool game. I love it so much. And if I can't get this thing to work, I'm going to be sad. But I'm hopeful that I can. If not, I will be in the market for Uniracers, because that is the game. So as we clear this level, that is what the games look like on the Analogue Super NT, and I gotta say, I am super impressed. Now, just a quick note, we're in no way being sponsored or paid for this. They offered to send us a unit, and I was like, dude, it looks really cool. I want to check it out, especially given the void that the Switch and no Virtual Console has created. I'm still fingers crossed that Virtual Console is an E3 surprise drop, or at some point this year, especially given the September online service launch date, but we'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, this is my premier choice and premier way to play your SNES favorites. The SNES Mini is great. It's got a solid lineup. It doesn't have Primal Rage. It sure doesn't have Uniracers, and there's probably a bunch of other games that you might want to play that aren't included as well. That's going to do it, guys and girls. Thanks so much for watching. This is the Analogue Super NT. It gets my thumbs up, that's for sure. Let us know your take on this little retro console in the comments down below, and what game you'd want to play on it. Do you have a dusty old SNES cartridge that you've been jonesing to get out? Which is it? Let us know. We are definitely curious. In the meantime, thanks again for watching. Have a fantastic day, everybody. Switch Force out.